In 1990, Jordan Brand came out with my favorite sneaker ever, the Jordan 5, and one of the OG colorways of the Jordan 5 is probably my favorite sneaker ever. Period. Maybe. Gotta think about that one. But it's up there. It is definitely up there. And now, like Jordan Brand does so often, they're taking a beloved colorway, reversing it, switching it up a little bit, and giving us this shoe. Air Jordan 5 Black White or Reverse Metallic. Now, this shoe is dropping on September 28th for $200 in the United States. I believe it is September 28th. I think the original release date in the US was December 7th, but this shoe has already released in Asia, so September 28th probably makes a little bit more sense, but you never know. The sneaker industry release dates are super fluid. And first impressions of this Jordan 5 Black White Reverse Metallic. I don't know. I think the OG metallics are just so nice. Obviously a very different looking shoe. Obviously that's a black sneaker and I am a black sneaker lover. So I gravitate towards that one. But even though this is nice, clean, easy to wear, of course, yeah, it's hard for me to not like a Jordan 5. So I still like it, but it's not super exciting. It's just very easy to wear. And the upper of the shoe, it is completely leather. And this leather, it is that type of polyurethane coated leather that you see very often. It's a little bit too much for my liking. I kind of prefer more of like a natural look on leather for sneakers. This one, you get that kind of shiny gleam to it. I will say it's not like super thin and like flimsy leather, so that's a good thing. And of course on the side panels, you get that very distinct Jordan 5 netting that is white, so it's not like sail netting, but over time it does get yellow, so it doesn't make too much difference in the long run. And you can see that netting up the tongue as well. And then the tongue itself, it is 3M, so very common on a Jordan 5. It's actually the first time that Jordan Brand started experimenting with the material, so you get that very kind of cool, reflective look. And of course, a Jumpman stitched right in the middle. And then on the inside of the tongue, an Air Jordan tag. The Jordan 4s introduced that tag on the inside of Jordan Brand sneakers. The ones on the Jordan 4 obviously comes like upside down. Sometimes for Jordan 5s, they'll flip it upside down as well, but nope, this one is the right side up. And then speaking of this tongue area, you also get this lace lock. This time it comes in this sail creamy color with a black Jumpman, and I will get to that color in a bit. But lace locks are my least favorite thing on a Jordan 5. I always take it off when I'm actually wearing the shoe, but it is there. It is a very distinct thing about the Jordan 5 as well. It is the first time Jordan Brand introduced lace locks, and this shoe doesn't come with any extra laces, so just these off-white laces. I think it would have been very nice for a black and white Jordan 5, where it's clearly the theme, just to go black and white, to come with black laces. But no, again, they had to cheap out. $200 is not enough to get you 2 sets of laces. And then my favorite thing about the Jordan 5, it is this shark teeth. If you didn't know, the Jordan 5 was inspired by a Mustang fighter jet. So it's got this very angry, aggressive look, and I just love it. And the shark teeth just plays into that aggression. And on this shoe, this is where that kind of metallic design comes in. You see this chrome silver color, very cool. And this one has that splatter pattern on some Jordan 5s. That color is just like a plain flat color, but not this one. And then on the booty of the shoe, another Jumpman, not OG colorway. So usually it does come with a Jumpman. If it's not an OG, no surprises there. And this Jordan 5 does have that puffy ankle collar that a lot of people don't like. Some special collaborations get that flatter treatment in this area. So like the Ama Nair, as well as the DJ Khaled, We The Best collaborations that have that flat ankle collar, just looks sleeker. But overall, from like a functionality point of view, I don't really think it makes too much difference. Just kind of what you prefer in terms of appearance. And now the Jordan 5 comes with a polyurethane midsole with a visible ear unit on the heel, as well as one on the forefoot. And then of course, this translucent outsole with a Jumpman in the middle. And you can see Jordan branding in the cutout, not an OG colorway. So it is just Jordan branding, an OG colorway with a Nike on that part. And yes, you get the sail creamy, I didn't even know what to call it. Don't know why they couldn't have gone with like a white icy translucent outsole. Would have looked so nice on this shoe. That is like my biggest complaint throughout the past year of Jordan Brand shoes, where they stick sail or cream or like that aged look on shoes that don't really need it. It's not really like a theme of the shoe, so I don't know why they do it, but they do it. The insole of the shoe, it is just a Dreamcell insole, so $200, no extra laces, Dreamcell insole. That's not that great. You get what you pay for? Not really. I mean, this Jordan 5 actually comes with these tongue protectors that like slide on the tongue. I remember when they stopped doing this and they bring it back every once in a while. Yeah, they come with these. No extra laces, You get some cardboard to protect the tongue. And the box of the shoe, a pretty standard Jordan 5 box. It is an Air Jordan Flight Club box. And if you didn't know, the Jordan Flight Club was a membership program in the late 80s, early 90s. It ended very quickly. But essentially, you would get a physical card and you get like a signed photograph, t-shirts, memorabilia from Michael Jordan. Now, obviously, everything is digital, but I say, let's bring it back. And in terms of sizing comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 5s. I think they fit my feet perfectly. I recommend just sticking true to size, whether or not you have wide, fat feet like mine, and it's just a very comfortable shoe. The padding all around, like the tongue as well as the ankle collar, it's just very, very sufficient. Sometimes this 3M tongue can be just like insanely stiff and it'll just be very uncomfortable digging into your ankles. I didn't experience that with this shoe. The Clark Jordan 5 Low, I experienced the worst. That 3M tongue is as stiff as very stiff, most very stiff. So I didn't love that, but no issues here. And even though this is a pretty heavy and bulky shoe, I still think it's very, very comfortable. My favorite in terms of comfort for a Jordan Retro, and it is still relatively close to the ground. That is a basketball shoe. You do want that low core profile feeling. However, for walking around, I don't see any issues with it at all. If it came with better insoles, it would have added to the comfort. But as is, yeah, Jordan 5s just fit my fat feet so well. And that brings the total score of the Jordan 5 Black White Reverse Metallic to 33 out of 40. A pretty good score compared to other general releases. Now first to this colorway. Again, this is one of those shoes where it's hard to hate. How can you hate a black and white Jordan 5s? You gotta be like psychotic or a sociopath to hate it. However, compared to a lot of colorways, I just don't think it stands out as much. And I think that's the point of the shoe, just black and white, very subtle, easy to wear. But objectively, in terms of just the colorway of the shoe, doesn't tickle my sneaker hormones too much. Now, in terms of the materials of this Jordan 5, I don't love that heavy polyurethane coated aesthetic on leather sneakers. So you see this kind of shinier look where you don't really see the texture and grain of the leather at all. Don't love that, personal preference. It isn't like super thin leather, so it doesn't feel flimsy or like overly soft. So that's a good thing. But overall, I do think there's better than this. And in terms of the comfort of the Jordan 5, like I said, fits my wide and flat feet very well. Padding all around the ankles, inside the shoe, I just love it. Cushioning is not the best, but I doubt anyone's playing ball in a Jordan 5 nowadays. I guess some people do, but if you're choosing to play ball in like a 30-something-year-old shoe, it's kind of on you. For casual use though, I just really think in terms of retro Jordans, it's hard to beat. And in terms of the versatility of the shoe, easily the strongest point of this shoe, just a black and white sneaker. How can you get more wearable? You can't. However, it is on a Jordan 5, which I will admit, even though it is my favorite sneaker, is not as versatile and wearable as like a Jordan 1, 3, or 4. Still kind of is athletic or like basketball focused. But I do think it's like one of the last few Jordans that crosses over into casual wear very well. Despite how retro and 90s it looks, I still think it's a very wearable shoe. The Jordan 5 Black Metallic is going to be reimagined in 2025. That shoe I am very much looking forward to. It is a must-have. It is definitely on my radar. And even though this shoe just can't even sniff the Black Metallics, nowhere close. However, it is still a pretty simple and clean colorway, though it's not the most exciting. So that's it. Thanks for watching Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 5 Black White or Reverse Metallic. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear shoes.